When Jurgen Klopp first announced he was going to be departing the squad at the end of the season, many people believed that this could truly push on this Liverpool side, including myself. It gives them more incentive to play well, to end this great man, Jurgen Klopp, end his time at Liverpool on a high, which he deserves. But with a loss in the Merseyside derby, with a draw against the Hammers, and with their title rivals in Arsenal winning both of their London derbies and City beating Brighton and Forest away from home, for me and for many others, this is where they bow out. And it's ending in a pretty ugly way. In today's video, we're going to be covering two topics. Firstly, why? Why have Liverpool fallen short this season for the title? And number two, Arsenal and City. Who is actually going to take this title? For me personally, there are two glaring issues with this squad. One of them has been present since the start of the season. The other, for me at least, truly showed itself to be a huge issue halfway through the season. Let's start with the first issue, the number 6 role. Now against Everton, Klopp fielded a Curtis Jones, McAllister and Szoboszlai midfield 3. Now, I look at that midfield 3 and I say offensively, there's a lot of potential there. It looks good. Defensively, it's very weak. And that has been the issue for the entirety of the season. There are many moments throughout the season where Liverpool's midfield just get cut open, putting far too much pressure on the centre backs. And in today's game, in fact, not just in today's game, in football in general, you need a number 6 for that support on the defensive side. If not, you're just always going to get punished. I look at Arsenal with Declan Rice, I look at City with Rodri, fantastic players. I look at Liverpool, now they do have Endo, but with all due respect, he's a fine player. He's not Rice, he's not Rodri, he's not Fabinho. When Liverpool won their title, when Liverpool were an amazing team, one of the two best teams in the world, alongside City, Fabinho was one of the many reasons why. He filled that role perfectly in his prime. And with all due respect, Endo is not that caliber of player. He's not Fabinho, he's not Rice, he's not Rodri. It hurt them against Everton and West Ham, and it has hurt them throughout the entirety of the season. As good as your centre backs are, and I believe Van Dijk and Konate are fantastic, they still need support, especially in today's game, from your number 6. That's been a glaring issue since day one during the season. Another issue is their forward line, who, my goodness, just still cannot finish. They started the season well, but pretty much ever since AFCON, it has been a nightmare. Now, I'm going to leave Salah later on. Nunes, Diaz, Jota and Gakpo, just not good enough. Not good enough at all. Look at this statistic right here. So, these are the 5 teams currently placed 1 through 5 in the Premiership as of today. Now, this is their total expected goals tally. Now, expected goals, in summary, essentially shows just how clinical or non-efficient a team can be in front of goal. It can show us if they take their chances or not. Now, these are their XG totals, and these are their actual goals scored. If you look at Arsenal, City, Villa and Tottenham, they are all overperforming their XGs. Liverpool, on the other hand, are the only team in the top 5 underperforming. This stat shows us that Arsenal, City, and Aston Villa and Tottenham are very efficient, and particularly Arsenal and City are extremely efficient. Liverpool, it shows how wasteful they are. Nunes, for me, is the prime culprit. He has many aspects to his game that make him a fantastic forward, but the one thing that is his Achilles heel, and it's a huge one, is his finishing is as poor as I've ever seen from any player in the Big 6 in a long time. That sounds harsh, but it's honestly my truth. And on Salah, look, Salah's a weird one, because if you ask me, before AFCON, don't forget, Mo Salah was putting up a case for a Player of the Year award. That's how good he was before AFCON. He comes back and his form in front of goal has been absolutely atrocious. The playmaking aspect of his game is still there, it's still strong, it's still present. But the core issue of this side is the finishing, and he in that regard has been dreadful. And now he's fighting Klopp, which, by the way, I don't think it's a big deal. That little argument they had on the touchline and the words after the match, I don't think there's much to read into it. They are fighting for a title, they want to win, and they're not winning. It's hard to take. So in those moments, tensions rise up, emotions flare. It happens. Salah was clearly unhappy, having not started the game, and at times he'll be collected, calm. At other times like this, when it's coming down to the final stretch of the season, but they're falling short, like I said, tensions will flare. I don't think there's much to read into it. So yeah, to get back on it, for me, those are the two glaring issues with this team. It's why I think they fell short, the number 6 role and their forward line. And on Jurgen Klopp, look, for me, he's not to blame. When it comes to number 6 role, he had other targets in mind. Don't forget, he didn't want Endo initially, but he was failed by FSG. And on the forward line, look, a coach's job is to put up a game plan that enables his forwards to get into position to score. That's not the issue with Liverpool. They get into those positions. From then on, it's on the player's ability to finish, not on the manager. It's not on Klopp. You know, when you kind of go back and you compare them to their rivals for the last 5-6 years, Manchester City, and look how City replaced their players. They lose David Silva, they lose Aguero, Aguero. Who do they get? They get Erling Haaland and they get Bernardo Silva. Liverpool lose Mane, they lose Fabinho, they bring in Endo and Nunes. Now you could say that's not really fair because City have much more resources, I get that, but it's still a point to bring up. Liverpool transitioned from a side winning the title and then players got older till they had to leave because they weren't good enough anymore. That's fine, that's part of the game, but their replacements for those players have been bad. So yeah, that is where I see Liverpool falling short, and on Arsenal and City, it's either going to be 4 titles in a row for Manchester City or the first for Arsenal in 20 years. The table as it stands right now, we have Arsenal in first, 35 games played, 80 points. City right behind with 34 games played and 79 points, meaning it's in City's hands. Now, I'm just going to come off right off the bat. I've had this prediction throughout the entirety of the season, from the beginning to the middle and to now. City, for me, are going to win it. Sucks to say. I am an Arsenal fan, for those that don't know. It pains me to say, but I think in the remaining fixtures, Wolves, Fulham away, Spurs away, West Ham at home, I expect 4 wins in 4. Now, the Spurs away one, I'm not going to dismiss it. Yes, I understand it's a tough one, and Spurs are fighting for top 4, making it even tougher. But seeing what Arsenal did there, I feel very confident in saying that they will do the same. They have the experience, they've done it time and time again. It's crunch time, it's time to deliver. And City have done it again and again, and I think they'll do it another time. On Arsenal, with their remaining fixtures, look, Bournemouth, I think they'll win. Everton, I think they'll win. United away, that's the tough one. But I do actually think they'll win. But City beating Spurs is more likely than Arsenal beating United. Even though Spurs are better than United, City for me, regardless of what happened in the Champions League, are still the best team in the world. And I love this Arsenal team, I really do. I think they're fantastic. And I do think they'll beat United and win all 3 of their games. I just think City will do the exact same. So there really isn't much to talk about here. For me, it's once again a 4th title in a row. But it's football. Anything can happen. I'm not saying it's impossible. But in terms of percentage-wise, I'd say 70% for City, 30% for Arsenal. And with that, I'm going to end the video right there. Let me know what you think about Liverpool and the situation with Salah and Klopp. Also, is it truly a 4th title in a row for City, or will they slip up, and can Arsenal capitalize? Comment down below your thoughts, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want. There's a link on the screen right now to do so. Have a great day. I am the football enthusiast. Take care of yourselves.